Hello, and welcome to my channel, Nirvana Tarot Readings. I'm Allie Gold, and I'm here to do a weekly general reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. I'm going to just refer to it as Sagittarius, so like place yourself, like if you're a moon, I say, you Sagittarius, that's you. You don't have to worry if I'm talking about a sun or a moon or whatever. And that's that. What else? For a private reading, you can email me. What's that mean? You can email me at nirvanatarotreadings@gmail.com. See, the deck I'm using today for you guys is the Crystal Visions Tarot. It's such a pretty deck, and I highly recommend it. And also, if you're like a beginner or you're getting interested in tarot or a collector, I think this is a pretty good deck. It has, like, you can get the traditional meanings, but it has some, I think, really pretty, I don't know, other aspects to it, I guess. Let's see, what else? Well, I had a friend say maybe people want to know how I got into tarot. So I guess I'm going to take this opportunity to very briefly talk about that. So let's see. How did I get into tarot? How did I get into spirituality? All of that. Well, I would say that about 10 years ago, I moved to California from the East Coast. And I was really fucking lonely. And I happened to move into an apartment about a block away from, not even maybe a block, but whatever, roughly, from a metaphysical store. And that became really comforting to me. So I got into crystals, I got into tarot, I got into astrology, like hardcore. And I'm also a therapist, so it aligns with what I'm interested in the first place. I mean, I love the idea of archetypes. Carl Jung, basically, he's my hero, I guess, my therapeutic hero. I don't know. And then let's see what else. So that's how I got interested in it. And then how did I learn tarot? Self-taught / huge thank you and shout out to Veronica Ray at Intuitive Pathways and Intuitive Aquarius Tarot, because honestly, it was through watching her videos that I learned a lot of the different meanings of the cards, and you'll see me using the same formats that she uses. So huge thank you and forever grateful to her and her channel. And also, if you like psychic tarot card readings on YouTube, definitely check her out. I don't know if you guys have questions, ask. I'm pretty much an open book. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys anyways. So here we go again. This is going to be for the week. What's going on for Sagittarius placement, Sun, Moon, Rising. And I'm also realizing that okay, sorry, that was super loud. I'm also realizing that so I have an Aquarius moon. So I kind of collect these like experiences and ethereal ideas and everything. And I'm as I'm rewatching my videos, I'm realizing what some of them are confirming. And these could be things that are like 10 years old, or they could be predictive. So I don't want to say that this reading is timeless. However, I think it actually is. I'm trying to focus on just like this week, like what's actually practically happening. But if you are like, damn, that was my life 7 years ago, don't be surprised. And it's just confirming your intuition. So there we go. I'm going to start now. If you guys resonate with this reading, please comment, please give it a like, please share, subscribe. It's a brand new channel. I'm trying to make it grow. Well, not make it grow. I guess make it grow. I'm trying to, never mind. You know what I mean. Share, like, subscribe, comment, please, and thank you. Okay, now I'm going to seriously focus on Sagittarius placements for this next week. Central issue. Here it is in reverse. Okay, Two of Swords in reverse is our central issue. I'll come back to it. That's pretty cool. Recent history is the Page of Cups. Love in the air. Let's see. Near future. Six of Swords in reverse. Okay. Either we're not moving on or an air sign isn't moving on from us. What's crowning the situation? What's in your head is the Four of Cups in reverse. Good. Again, I'll show it to you later. And what is the foundation? We have okay. We have the Page of Swords in reverse. I think it is an air sign not letting go of us. Or if you're like me and have a lot of air in your chart, I'm Gemini rising, Aquarius moon. This could be also just you as the set, or a lot of water in your chart, because we have all water and all air. And the bottom of the deck is more air, and it's reversed. It's the Knight of Swords in reverse. And behind him is the Queen of Swords in reverse. God damn. And then behind that is us, Temperance in reverse. Yikes. Okay, so the bottom of the deck is scary. It's a very unbalanced in terms of communication, in terms of there are butterflies in two of the cards. So it's like, for me, butterflies, when they're upright, it's about growing, it's about evolution, it's about us understanding higher wisdom. In the reverse, we're fucked up. Like, we're not listening to our spirit guides. We think we know better. I mean, that happens to all of us, right? But I think this Knight of Swords is particularly arrogant. Just saying. So anyways, back to the actual reading. Jesus Louises. Okay. The central issue again is the Two of Swords. So with the Page of Swords in the foundation, that is going to be, it looks like a spoiled brat for sure. But it could also be, all these cards have crows in them, just FYI. Not all of them, but all of the air cards do. And the water cards each have lotuses in them. But yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold on. 1 and 3, then 1 and 2 is 3 and 6. All together, if we're looking at all the swords in the spread, it equals a 9, which is like anxiety, high anxiety, torturous, night of the soul kind of energy. So you may have an air sign in your life who is going through it, but they're probably younger to you and a little immature. But the thing is, they are going to see this epiphany, and it's going to come from a place of love. It's going to, for example, I'm a therapist. So I help people realize some things going on in their life that maybe is a little bit harsh, but I do it in a loving manner. That would be like the Page of Cups energy, which is here in the recent history. So somebody's already been given some love, and so that they can uncross themselves, they can release their heart. And that's also indicated by the Four Cups in reverse, which would be depression in reverse. The only thing is, in the near future, we have the Six of Swords in reverse. So again, like I said, somebody is not moving on and moving forward. You see these two swords and these two swords, like they're still holding on to two swords. So it's almost like, well, we saw what we needed to see. They saw what they needed to see, but they're stuck on that information now. So I'm going to clarify with a different deck. Let's see, what am I going to use? Okay. Certainly not using that. Or am I? Yeah, why not? It jumped off the table for us. So I'm going to clarify using the Ghost Tarot, which was actually maybe what I was using. So that works out. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. It fell right out. This is the Ghost Tarot. Can also be found on Amazon, probably other places too. I want to see what this kind of really bratty or just really, really immature energy. It could also be that there are two people that aren't getting along because of the Two of Swords, the fact that she's holding the two swords, or just like two parts of your mind, like angel devil syndrome, stuff like that. Because the Page of Cups upright is, oh, I'm so innocent, I'm so sweet, right? And then the Page of Swords in reverse is like that negative self-talk and everything else. I'm sorry. In any case, that is that. So, but I want to see why. Why is the Page of Swords in our foundation? I also want to note that there are angel wings in 3 of the cards. So very, I think unlikely, but then again, I think so many things are unlikely. So it could be that somebody has passed, and that is obviously something that it's going to take a really long time to not even get over, but to process. Anyways, what is this Page of Swords in reverse? Could have been a really harsh message. We have the 7 of Wands in reverse. So somebody giving up the fight about something. Giving up the fight, losing her temper. Yikes. Okay, remember how I mentioned the 9 of Swords, that it all added up to that? Well, here it is. So this looks like mental illness. Again, never saying that in a judgmental way. Please understand, I'm a therapist. Like I experience it myself, and obviously have a ton of empathy and compassion for people who are going through shit, which is most people. So I think that this Page of Swords in reverse is going through it in terms of fighting their inner demons, or, well, yeah, in fact, ooh, I hate to say, oh, gross. I don't want to say it, but I think that this is somebody who was attacked physically, like, so either abused as a child. Well, that's really what I'm seeing, abused as a child, and now it's still causing them nightmares, but they're waking up to it. No wonder they can't let it go. That's fucking real. Let's look at the 2 swords in reverse and see if it can confirm what I'm thinking. 2 cards, the 5 of Wands and the Hermit. Okay, so again, this is going to be fighting with the 5 of Wands, but the Hermit is going to be keeping it internal. So I think that it's kind of like when somebody has a repressed memory, but because the Hermit is, this wisdom and whatnot, but in the upright, keeping it to yourself, also keeping information to yourself for ages upon ages, could also just indicate a Virgo or Virgo season. But what I'm thinking right now is that this is information that was held within, right? That somebody was crossing their heart and being like, I will never talk about this because it feels so dramatic to them. And it probably was. So I want to look at the Page of Cups and the recent history. You got the stars. So this is all about healing. Like I said, my example was that I'm a therapist, right? And so I would hope that I help ease people into unlocking kind of some of these memories and whatnot. And this is, just want to show you closer, the star with the Page of Cups. This could also be Pisces and Aquarius. It is Pisces and Aquarius energy, a really water sign and Aquarius energy. But it could be somebody who's on the cusp as well, for sure. But it's very healing. It's very loving. It's very calm. That's the biggest word. Like, the person in the room who you can say anything to, and they're not going to freak out. So this person has been in your life in some way, shape, or form in the past, whether it's you or somebody else. It could be you being the person, just like I am, trying to help other people through containing emotion, right? And through just empathy. See, the 4 of Cups in reverse is depression in reverse, which is great. It's starting to get over things. And then we have the 8 of Wands to clarify that. So let me show you these together. So this is going to be a lot of messages coming in, a lot of action. Let's see, 7 and 5 is, I'm trying to do math. You have to understand I failed math 3 times. Well, hold on. What's 7 and 5? That's 12, right? And 8 is 20, which would be a 2. So this is all about a choice to move on. And I think just a lot of people probably supporting you in order to move on, which is great. You could be talking to a lot of people. You could just be talking a lot. This is also a card of Sagittarius. You could be talking to a Sagittarius if you're not one and you're cross-watching. But what is it that people are not moving on from with the 6 of Swords in reverse, still holding on to those same 2 swords that they just released? This could definitely be a family issue. We have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So not moving forward because It's so destabilizing to who you are as an independent person and clinging on to security, what feels secure and stable, what feels like your identity. I think that you just haven't quite gotten to the big breakthrough, because I do think this is somewhat of an abusive situation, or was an abusive situation. I want to see again. It could have been financial abuse, even the hanged man. So you're just whoever you are, you're still stuck. You're still gaining the wisdom. This is really similar to the Hermit upright. So again, similar energy in the now and the near future, which is okay. Again, this is like a weekly reading, but it's also like this could have already happened a long time ago. So maybe this happened 3 to 9 years ago, and now these memories are being retriggered for you in some way, shape, or form, right? So what I would like to do is just do a quick uh, after look at the after tarot and see what your next step is, or what our next step is as a Sagittarius collective. And see, maybe it'll be a different energy than this spread, or maybe it'll relate. We will see. Okay. But yeah, overall, I see some childhood issues, strictly speaking, abusive home environment, that the memories are resurfacing right now for whatever reason. Okay, next step, Sagittarius. Okay, we got the 3 wands, but it did come out reversed. Hold on, let me take 2 more. Okay, we have the Emperor, also came out reversed. And the 4 of Cups, but geez Louise, and the Justice also in reverse. Behind, oh my god. Okay, so I'm going to show you the bottom of the deck because it's important. The Justice did come out in reverse, so I think we are dealing with a very unjust situation. If it's not a Libra who's really going through this kind of memories of abuse and whatnot, but behind that is a Judgment, which is upright, a wake up call, a giant epiphany, and behind that is, guess what, again, the 9 of Swords. So fighting the demons. So we are going to fight the demons. Awesome. It's going to wake us up to that there was a huge injustice. I do think that for some of you there is going to be either literally a Libra or you, and you are going to be waking up to, you're going to be waking up from the nightmare, which is going to feel terrifying, absolutely terrifying at first, but you'll work through it. Okay. So we have, again, these all did come out in reverse, but it's the after tarot. So it's kind of pointless to read it in reverse because there's already like a kind of, a different idea to the deck. But we have the 3 wands and the Emperor, and then the 4 of Cups. So we have a 3 and 2 4s. But what I'm thinking is that we're planning our next step. And here would be the super positive version of it, the super like everything in my life is fine and this is how it's going. Okay. Planning your next step, using your instincts, using your intelligence, having your shit together, knowing exactly what you need to do in order to create your perfect world, and then rejecting emotions that have held you back. That's the most positive you're going to get out of this combination. But if I was to really look at it and in the reverse, it would be being held back by a controlling, abusive person, and then being held back by the same emotions coming up over and over again. So how are we going to resolve the more, I'll say, negative situation? We got Death in reverse. So this is clearly Spirit yelling at me saying, it'll resolve on its own time. Death is the ultimate transformation of your emotions in shadow work and everything else. But it's going to take time, and it could take up until now. We have 3 4s, 444, angel number, the angel number of angel numbers. But also it could absolutely take until Scorpio season, or this happened again like 4 years ago, and we're going to take 4 weeks to work it out, whatever it may be. But this is not an immediate kind of action. Yeah. It's not going to happen. I think that the resolution is not going to come around in Virgo season. I think that if anything, it's going to come around in Scorpio season, but I want to clarify the death one more time. Okay, we got the Knight of Cups. So I think that is going to be Scorpio season. That's the next water sign that we have to go into. Careful not to drink away your pain. Message for myself included. Careful not to drink away your pain. He did come out upright, but I think that, yeah, Scorpio season is going to be when whoever this resonates for in terms of you had an abusive childhood, I'm sorry, A, and B, the transformation is going to happen by or during Scorpio season. Okay, so that's the reading. It was interesting, right? Let's see. I'll end with an oracle deck, and then I will call it a day. Thank you for being here. Please leave a comment if it resonates or whatever. Let's see, what do we want to end with? Oops. All right, let's end with this. This is the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed. So we'll just pull one in the bottom card and see what advice we have for this coming week / kindness, I guess. Okay. More. What is the advice, Sagittarius? We have, oh boy, oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Well, this is not advice. This is how we're going to be feeling potentially. So the prison wave, self-sabotage and poverty consciousness. Okay. And it's another 4 card. So it may be that until Scorpio season again, because that's a 31, not a 13. But in any case, this is going to be what we have to look out for. I'm not a huge fan of the term poverty consciousness because there are people living in poverty that it's certainly not like their fault, and that kind of like is victim blaming to me. But the self-sabotage I can get behind. So because I know I do it all the time. So that's something to look out for. And maybe it just in terms of the other part of it, it's like you have more support than you may think, than you may realize. And then the other card that came out is way more positive. It's the Wise Woman of Wonderland, obviously meant to be Alice in Wonderland, right? It's a 3 card and it says integrity and compromise. But what I'm noticing the most, right? And if you've seen Alice in Wonderland, then you're going to know the story and whatnot. And maybe it's time to watch it again and just get our creative stuff flowing and feeling curious about life again. Because that is the journey that she goes through in that movie. It's kind of like the fool's journey, right? So get ready for some big lessons and to be happy and maybe to take some psychedelics with the mushroom and going down the rabbit hole. But so it'll be a trip regardless, but I think it'll be fun as long as you remember that things are not always other people's faults. Ugh, I don't know. I don't even like saying that. It's true, but it's like I don't want people to think that I'm gonna like victim blame or anything like that. But like we're not our past. And we're in the current, we're in the present, and we need to move on accordingly. Okay, so take a trip and find that out for yourself. Thank you so much for being here. If you like the video, please like, share, subscribe, comment. And if you would like a private reading, you can email nirvanatarotreadings@gmail.com. That email is just down in the information box. I hope you all have a wonderful night, and I will see you soon. Bye.